Business Half Hour here on Classic FM 97.3 is what you are listening to. The crew already in the studio with us. Ifine is here.
Hey, wonderful. How are you doing?
How are you?
Great, great.
Welcome once again.
Yeah, thank you.
And we have Ugo Dre, Nairametrics. How are you?
Great, great, great. I'm trying to sound like you fine.
You try so hard.
Morning, Google.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Missed you all. Missed you all. Good morning, Lagos.
You
How
too.
was your weekend?
Fine,
Great.
thank you. Fine, thank you.
Mine wasn't good. There's this club I support. I think I'm going to retire. I'll retire finally from supporting that club. I'm not naming names here. I'm retiring.
We don't,
They
we don't
wanted to
envy
spoil my
you.
weekend.
We don't envy you.
Please don't envy us at all. All right, Lagos, welcome. This is Business Half Hour on Classic 97.3. We got in collaboration with Diametrics. We got a very special guest on the show today, and Bukola, you guys are gonna do the introduction.
Yes, Musty Mustapha is the CTO and co-founder of Kuda. CTO and co-founder of Kuda, owners of Kuda Microfinance Bank, a digital-led bank with a mission to make banking more affordable, accessible, and rewarding. Good morning, Mustafa.
Hi, good morning.
Good to have you.
Yeah, good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Mustafa, good to have you. I mean, like for a lot of you, everybody must have heard Kuda Bank was big in the news a few weeks ago, man. So if you're in this town and you don't know this bank, you don't know what's up. You don't know what time it is. So this is like the bank that, I think people call them the challenger bank. So this is one of those banks, online banks that is making waves right now. And it's so exciting to get their CTO and co-founder on the show. So he's going to tell us a little bit about, not a little bit, a lot about, what Kuda Bank does, how, the idea came about and what they're trying to do. Like, look at this young guy, Nicola. He just wants to change banking completely.
He's a bank owner.
Yes. Can you imagine, man? All right. So, Musty, I mean, people call you Musty though. So I hope you don't mind if I call you Musty as well.
It's okay.
So, I mean, introduce yourself formally to Lagos. Let Lagos know you on our show.
Okay, thank you, Hugo. My name is Musty Mustapha. I'm the Chief Technology Officer and co-founder of Kuda. Kuda owns Kuda Microfinance Bank in Nigeria, and it's a digital-led bank licensed by Central Bank of Nigeria. Yeah,
When you say it's a digital bank, what exactly do you mean?
it's a digital-led bank. So basically, what we mean is that we intend to do things differently and not necessarily making banking services available via brick and mortars. We intend to offer a premium free full service banking services to the populace, to Nigerians basically. And we offer this via our app and the web.
What's the inspiration behind the bank, though? What pushed you to it?
Yeah. Can you?
Yes, I said, what's the inspiration?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, what pushed you to it?
Okay. So basically, we started Kuda to make excellent banking services accessible and affordable for all Africans on the planet. We believe every African should be able to run a bank account that doesn't charge them excessive fees and can be accessed anywhere they can get online, basically.
Fantastic. So I'm just thinking, Musti, like for online banks and a lot of people who wonder how online bank works. Like, so do they need to have like a checkbook or a passbook? Do they need to like go to your physical office to maybe, do a transaction? How does it work? Because people are going to ask, like, what's the difference? Like, why do I even need another bank? Right?
Yeah.
What exactly is the value proposition for Kuda Bank?
Okay. So Kuda, like your everyday regular banks that you are used to today, we provide full banking services through our apps for Android phones, iPhones, and the web. We allow everyday Nigerians with internet access to run a spending account, to save money automatically with annual interest without the burden of traditional bank charges, account maintenance fee, and excessive transfer fees. Because we believe that these are huge impediments against the financial inclusion policy of the program of the Central Bank of Nigeria. One of the main reasons we have fewer number of people banking in Nigeria today than our population is mainly because banking generally is seen as an expensive venture. So Kuda is here to break that barrier and offer a full banking services at no cost. We are also currently testing our Kuda overdraft, where we are able to give instant credit to our customers. We're testing with a small pool of customers ahead of public launch at this time. We also provide our customer with free debit cards with no card maintenance fees, and uh, we deliver these cards at no cost nationwide to everyone.
Incredible. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna, because I'm hearing all these things free, 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 free. I'm gonna get to later, like how where the money is, because we like to follow the money on this show, like how you're getting the money. But before that, how did you guys just come up with this idea? Like whose idea was it, and how did you guys end up? We like this story because it inspires a lot of people. So take your time and give us that background. Was it a university project or what? Like tell us, let us know. I mean, because I know what to do.
I know now.
So tell us, Musty.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been in right after university. Typically like every Nigerians, I got a job. I studied computer science. I graduated first class computer science from University of Ilorin, and
Wow.
I've been a programmer right from university, a software developer for that matter, and uh, but I was fortunate enough to work in banks, and apart from also having worked in a bank, I'm also a bank customer, right? I have an account. I use bank. I've been a victim of one charges or the other. I've been a victim of one customer issues or the other, and I've also
Mm.
worked in a bank. And then my co-founder, that is Babs Ogudeyi, he's been a finance person uh, as well all his life. He's been a senior advisor to state government in Nigeria on finance, and he's audited different banks in the country. So we're pretty well equipped and familiar with the financial system in the country and across the world. So we understand the problem that a typical Nigerian bank customers face today. And when the idea of Kuda came upon, it was born out of the fact that we were also a victim of this particular problem, and we decided to just do something about it instead of whining or complaining about it. So basically, we tend to do something about it and prefer solution and alternative ways of banking to people rather than the usual that we all know as we know it today. Basically.
Interesting. That's a good story. I mean, it's always we've always said it here on the show that when you have a bit of experience, it sort of always helps. It always helps a lot when you have that experience mixed up with starting your own business. No matter how small that experience is, it kind of helps you when you're running your own business. Remember that we've got live participants on this show. We've got people already logged in on our Zoom. If you always want to join, you can always join. It's easy. Just go to any of the Metrics handles and you can just click on it and join. And we've got a question for you, Musti, right here. And the person says, I think you kind of answered it, though, but I mean, you can take a shot at it again. It says, if everything is free, how will you make your revenue?
Yeah. Okay, so thanks for the question. Part of our mandate as well that we've given ourselves, apart from offering premium banking services and also making banking affordable and accessible to people, it is to also enlighten the populace about financial services. So, and I make both say that it is not until we charge excessive fees before we make money. the business of banking is intermediation. So if you bring your money and you deposit with us, simply, uh, we could make money by investing in that money that you keep with us in a risk-free government securities. We also make money from our cards interchange. If you use your Kuda card, every time you use it, we make money from it without necessarily even charging you. We also would also make money by issuing loan out to our customer. Of course, if we give you loan, we charge interest, so we make money from there as well.
Interesting. Before you want to take a shot at the question?
Yes.
I've got. So before Ifeanyi comes in though, I've sort of got one. I'm sure Ifeanyi is going to give you a follow up. How do you deal with competition? There are just so many, like banks, challenger banks out there, microfinance banks out there. How do you cope with all that?
Well, as a bank, our competitors are pretty much every other bank and platforms that provide banking services. That said, we are in a unique position as a bank that provides several free services to the public. Well, I think that's hard to compete with, to be honest. So we are in a unique position to win this game, and we are in for this for a long time.
Question is, who can set up a bank like yours? Can I just wake up one morning and say, okay, I have a bank now. What would I need to do?
If you could take that again.
Yes, I say, who can set up a bank like yours?
What are the requirements?
What are the requirements? What do you do
need?
to get your regulation from CBN and all of those things? What do you need to do? How far? What journey will you walk to get to where you want?
Got it. So bank is not a business you just sleep one night and then you wake up and say you've had a dream and then you want to start it the next morning. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Even though it might work that way for most businesses, but it doesn't work that way for banks. Banks, you must have, there are some required experience that you must have even before the CBN grants you the license to be able to operate. There are some required skills, there are some required experiences. You must have worked in banking, you must have the requisite qualifications and certifications before you can be granted a license. So those are the basics in the first place. And then obviously you must have a clean record in terms of your credit score, in terms of your crime records and stuff. You must not be a convict and stuff like that. So things like that needs to be thought of and taken care of. Then obviously they'll need a huge capital for that matter, because it's a capital intensive business. You're going to need that, and also definitely you're going to need the blessings of the regulators, different regulators, NDIC, CBN, all sorts.
So when you talk about digital, do you accommodate all the digital, what do you call them again? The digital, I'm talking about Bitcoins here, when you talk about digital money and stuff like that. Is that part of it as well? Does your bank accommodate that? Hello, Musty? Hello?
Yeah, if you could take that again, please.
When you talk about digital banking.
So mostly Bukola is saying that do you accept bitcoins or cryptocurrencies on your platform?
That's the word I was trying to get.
Okay. No, not at the moment, because remember everything we do it's within the confine of the rules and regulations of our regulators. So at the moment you just have it's just basically your regular bank account, your current account. You can save, you can transfer, you can do whatever you can do with your money. That's it.
All right, so it's just a traditional bank, but basically online and with a different kind of service compared to what we know. I want to believe that's what you're saying in a nutshell.
Yes, basically.
All right, guys, we're going to go on a short break. Ifeanyi, Bukola, are we ready?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to go on a short break.
How old is the bank?
How old is the bank?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we started the venture at Kuda Money. We used to be known as Kuda Money, and we actually pioneer online lending services in the country as far back as 2017. And in late 2017, introduced the savings product. And then in 2018, we got our license and we launched the full banking services in August 2019.
All right, but on that note, we'll take a short break. We'll be back in a moment.
Yes, and hot chocolate. It's good for the morning to kickstart your morning.
Absolutely.
All right, still Business Half Hour here on Classic FM 97.2. We're talking digital banking with Musty this morning. It's quite an interesting one, Musty. Initially, I thought it was cryptocurrency, but he said to me, no, it's not about cryptocurrency, but it's the fact that you can actually conduct your banking business online. So my question is, do you have branches? What do we do when we need to see? Because human beings still love to see people one-on-one. How do you go about that?
Thank you, Bukola. We don't have branches for operational purposes, but we do have offices where we have a member of staff and colleagues that where we work from. We also operate a remote working model. I mean, in response to the reality on ground, the COVID-19, different protests and the uncertainty in the land generally. Um, yeah, so but we do have an office. I mean, we're required to have office. So if we have any of our customers that wants to um, visit us, just mainly to just say hello to us, because there's absolutely nothing that you are required that you want to do that you won't be able to do in app or reach out to us maybe via email or something. But if you really want to come to us, then you would have to book an appointment in app, and one of our colleagues will confirm that to you, and you can come visit it.
Okay, because we want to be sure we're dealing with human beings.
Because when it comes to money,
Yeah.
you want to see who's
you like to see each other. Like, hey, let's see ourselves. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God! But mostly though, so I guess the way you guys are set up, you're basically set up to run very low, operational cost. So I believe that your cost to income ratio should be kind of low compared to the traditional banks. Is that how it works?
Yeah, obviously, it's not even comparable. I mean, it's we're running fully on technology, and we all know what advantage that portends to our business, basically.
But you're a microfinance bank now, so by the time you maybe someday, and I'm sure that's in the pipeline, you gravitate towards a more traditional deposit money bank. Don't you think you're gonna have to do the same thing that the current banks are doing, like have branches and have staff everywhere and all that kind of? You're not gonna do that. Won't it be that same kind of scenario for you?
That would be likened to probably going back to the past. The future is way ahead of us, and we should all be looking towards the future. The future is digital bank. People are going to be more productive than be spending their time in bank branches, to be honest. So,
how are you going to deal with someone like Ifeanyi? Ifeanyi wants to see you. He wants to see his body.
Ifeanyi would also eventually come to terms that he doesn't need to see anybody before he could do whatever he wants to do with his money.
But don't you think at some point, by the time you take on customers, you would need more hands to come on board and work for you. So won't branches now come to play at that point in time?
We have excellent. So the way we set up, the way we operate, we have excellent customer service professionals, but at the same time, all of our services are literally self-service. You could do, even if you open an account today and you want to upgrade your account, maybe to complete your full KYC to have some sort of maybe like a tier 3 account, you don't need to you don't need to see anybody. All you have to do is right there on the app, you can upload the documents required, your means of identification, your BVN and stuff, and the system automatically validates those documents and the information contains therein, and then take the necessary action. If everything goes well, it upgrades your account. If something is missing, it's just going to tell you specifically what is missing and what you need to do to correct that. It's self-service. You can do anything. You can play around it yourself. You don't need anybody to. And if in an event that you actually need help or a direction on something, you could chat like you're chatting with your friend on WhatsApp or anything. You could chat in-app with an expert, and someone would right there be there to provide assistance immediately. You wouldn't need.
Place of the person I'm chatting with,
All right, Musty. So
Yeah.
before we go here, I've got one question there. So
Okay.
because my fans are not gonna, people are not gonna let me go if I don't ask this question. They're gonna cut me slack. You guys raised $10 million recently, and it was all over the news. Like, people were like, "Whoa, where did that come from?" So, what are you guys gonna do with all that kind of money? Like, especially now, where would they find dollars? Like, what are you gonna do with all that kind of money? Is it branch expansion, or what exactly are you guys gonna do?
Kuda we set up Kuda literally as a Pan-African bank. We have, obviously we have mission to expand this good service beyond the shore of our land, which is Nigeria. We intend to bring this across Africa. And generally, as I mentioned in my earlier conversation, the business of banking is capital intensive. It is expensive. It is not cheap. So we are going to be using the money to also increase our capacity in terms of hiring good people to continue to ensure we are delivering this good service in the right way at the right time to our people. Also, we will be using the money to start up the expansion in other places as well. We'll also be using part of the money to increase capacity in terms of training, getting more engineers, getting more operational people to ensure smooth and consistent running of our operations.
What are the biggest challenges that a bank like yours is actually facing?
Well, I'll say the challenge of visibility to people who are skeptical about a bank that has no physical branches. Our customers have helped us deal with that by convincing their friends and talking about us online and offline, but that still remains a challenge. And obviously, a platform like this would also go a long way in making sure that people come to terms with the new reality. It's a new reality, and I'm sure quite a number of people are already embracing it. And we really hope that others will join the train pretty soon.
Okay.
Good stuff. We got a question here though, and though it's anonymous from one of the participants. He says, "Where do you see Kuda Bank in the next 5 years?"
5 years is a long time in the heart of this business. I mean, barely last year that we started operation, and it's been like 20 years ago. So I'll say in 5 years' time, Kuda is going to be the mainstream bank in Nigeria, like in Africa. That's what it is. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be the mainstream, the main bank for everybody.
There's an interesting question here from our Twitter handle from Nana. Nana says, "What package do you have for small businesses that want a business account? Do you also give POS?"
Okay, thank you, Nana, for that question. Kuda for Business is in the work, and we hope to have it ready like first quarter next year. So you'll be able to open a business account for your business, and it will also be all the features that you enjoy with your personal account today. You are able to enjoy and so much more with your business account. You will not be burdened with all sort of charges um, with your Kuda business account. And also, yes, if your business require the POS, we would be able to issue you one at a time. But at the moment, Kuda for Business is still in the work.
All right. So, Musty, are you still there?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, time will not permit us to say more, but as always, we always look for that last line. There's something that makes you, there's some maybe mantra you have that keeps you going, running your business. For some people is make hay while the sun shines. Others is if you slack, you lack. What exactly is yours?
And for me, start narrow, go wide. If I likes that, that's mine. So what's
I love
yours?
that one, man. I love it.
What is yours?
Yeah, it's basically when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. I,
Mm.
I so because building this sort of business comes with a whole lot of challenges. So you just need that thing to keep yourself going.
All right. Thank you very
All
much
right.
for coming on this morning. We have to call it a wrap on the show, right?
Oh yes. Thank you, Mustapha.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Ugo.
Thank you, Musty. Enjoy the rest of your your week. And then to all our everybody who are logged in, our listeners, thank you so much. Next, we're going to bring another guest again on this show, Business Half Hour. We do this every Monday, 8 a.m. to 8:30. Bring into the spotlight some of the best and most exciting entrepreneurs in Nigeria. Bukola, Ifeanyi, thank you so much. See you guys next week.
All right.
All right, we'll go have a lovely time.